What's going on, everyone? It's Brucey Sprue back with another video in my Nothing Special series where I max a main account as an average player, do as much content as possible, and make videos my journey along the way. Today we will be covering loot from 92 to 93 Slayer, and similar to my last Slayer loot video, there were restrictions in place. We'll cover those, we'll get into the mobs I killed and the loot they dropped, and we'll get to see the loot tab as well as everything being sold and just how much I made. And as always, get into my stat gains at the end of the video. Overall, I was after 675,000 Slayer experience, which happened to take me 24 tasks, just like the last video. 2 of them were Konar tasks. I do those on every multiple of 10, and the other 22 were done at Duradel. My restrictions were the same as last video, so no skipping, except this time around, I had to do every boss assigned to me, or if the task had a boss variant, I had to do it. And I also wasn't allowed to high alch, so if I had to make multiple trips for loot, I would, and believe me, I did. This took about 8 days total to do. Maybe would have gone a bit faster if I didn't take my sweet time with Sire, but that's okay, and maybe you can see why, and if you don't, you will see why. And this time around, I will present the tasks in the order I received them, and also I kept track of the loot from superiors and crystal keys, as well as any clue scrolls that were dropped. So with that said, let's get into the tasks I was assigned here. Worms were the first. I did 96 of these for a total of 255k GP. There was a superior that spawned, only giving us about 2.5k. After Worms, we have Vire Sentinels. I was assigned a vampire task, so I went and did Vires here. This was one of the tasks we lost from the last video, so it's nice to see it here. We had 164 vampires, so 164 Vire Sentinels gave us about 606k GP, so not too bad. Up next, we have one of my personal favorites is Dark Beasts. I have these extended, so I did 111 of those for 264k GP, and we did have a superior here as well, giving us only 4.4k. After Dark Beasts was the first boss task here, and that's going to be Gargoyles. I do have the Slayer perk Double Trouble unlocked, so Dusk and Dawn each count as a kill, instead of both of them only counting as one. So 150 Gargoyles were assigned, and 75 Dawn and Dusks were killed, netting us 3.66 million GP. And the loot from the crystal keys from that task here is shown. We went to the crystal chest, opened it 10 times for a total of 238k GP. After Gargoyles, we were assigned Skelly Wyverns, only 27 of those, gave us 304k GP. Still a fairly quick task and decent money, so if you skip it or have it blocked, maybe think about it. After that, we were assigned our first Konar task, and these were Worms in the Karum dungeon, and we killed 183 of them for 507k GP. We also got 5 Brimstone keys, and you can see the loot from the Brimstone chest there at the top, netting us 409k GP from 5 opens. After that, we received our second boss task, and that was Dagonauts. We went and saw the DKs. We had, I don't know, 100 and some odd of those, and that net us about 7 mil there. You can see we got a nice couple of Berserker rings, some Dragon Axes. I truly am spooned here. These are one of my favorite bosses. Just my log is almost full, and I just have multiple of each of the uniques. So I really shout out to DKs for that. I really love them. Up next, we have Dark Beasts again. So 115 were killed for 248k GP. And after Dark Beasts, we had one of the largest tasks, which was Abyssal Demons. So we went and saw Sire. And this one probably took me about 3 days. I was just doing it so slowly, but that's alright because I did receive 3 unsireds. The first one was an Abyssal Whip. I also received the pet, the Abyssal Orphan, and I'll show you there on the screen in a moment. And then the last unsired gave me the Bludgeon Accent, so that was the first bludgeon piece I received there. So getting fairly close to a green log at Sire. I'm about 450 KC in total, I think, but Overall, 158 sire killed for 6.48 mil GP. After that, actually first, let me show you the Abyssal Orphan here. Here he is. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you again, sire. So after sire, we received a Bloodveld task. 231 of those were killed. I had to pick everything up, so I didn't cannon these. I normally would have. Instead, I just meleeed them. It took a lot longer that way, but that's all right. And then we did receive a superior there. 2 superiors, sorry, giving us about a 70k GP from that, and 231 Bloodveld killed for 386k GP. After the Bloodveld, we were assigned Mithril Dragons. We went and killed 10 of those for 68.3k GP, and after that, we were assigned our second Skelly Wyvern task. 25 of them gave us about 168k. And then we were assigned another boss task, and that was Kraken here. And we went and saw Kraken for 160 kills, making 2.53 mil. Not bad, no uniques there, so nothing special, but we did receive some crystal keys, and I have those at the end. After Kraken, we received a Czar task, so I went and saw Jad. Unfortunately, nothing great I can show except for this fire cape, and I didn't even get the pet again. So, terrible scam game, but that's 10k C at Jad, no pet. But we did see Jad, we took him down, and that was one of our other boss tasks. And actually, after Jad, we got Black Dragons, so I went and saw KVD, and this was actually the first time that KVD decided to give me money. 50 kills from KVD, and almost a mil here, 951k. Normally 50 kills get me like 50 drops of iron arrows, so this was great to see. It felt actually profitable. And then after KVD, we were assigned our second Konar task, which was Necrials in the Mauritania Slayer Tower. And this was terrible because it's single combat, and I hated it, and they drop a lot of stuff pretty frequently. And we saw a superior here as well, giving us only about 4k from that, so no heart, which is sad. But 107 Necrials killed at the Mauritania Slayer Tower for a total of 557k GP. After that, we received a Basilisk task. I went and did some Basilisk Knights. I'm double the drop rate here, so for Jaw, so I will, you know, really hold out on that, but it's getting kind of frustrating. But putting that aside, 142 of them killed, 609k GP, and we received a superior as well for 1.5k. After that, we received a Kuras task. This task was really special, not because of the loot I received, although they do have decent loot. You can see 182 Kuras killed for 654k. We did receive a superior here as well, giving us about 53k. But this task was special because I hit 99 strength on it. You can see me rocking the skill cape for strength here. I'll do the emote real quick. But this was my first skill cape I've ever obtained, so it felt so good getting it. That was the task I did it on. Look at this strong man. He can't possibly level his strength anymore. So that was incredible to have happen on this grind. So getting to it, we have the third Skeleton Wyverns task we were assigned. Getting a little out of control here, but couldn't skip it. And I did 32, not really like I'd want to, but it was getting kind of repetitive. 32 of them killed for 443k GP. After that, we received an Anku task, and I went and killed 59 of those for 20k GP. And then up next, we have Adamant Dragons, 8 killed for 283k. And then Worms again, the third Worms task, 142 of them killed for 346k. Another superior, which only gave us 3.7k, unfortunately. And then we had our second Anku task, which was kind of rare to see those so close. I really never get this task, but that's all right. I have been looking for shards, so that's good. 119 Anku killed for 40k. After that, we received our second Basilisk Knight task, or Basilisk task really, and I killed Basilisk Knights. I was really hoping for the jaw on this one. Still didn't get it. 160 killed for 569k GP. And those were the 24 tasks I was assigned to get to 93 Slayers. So the other loot we are missing here is the loot from the clues. So this is I've received 3 clues I was able to pick up. I left a couple at Dagonoth Kings, but that's because I was prioritizing other loot, so I hope you can understand. But we did all the other clues that we received as drops. You can see the loot on the screen here. Nothing special. A couple collection log items, the Bandos Kite Shield, the Guthic Stole. I really thought that third clue was going to be something special because it was pretty much I think it was actually all wilderness steps, and I even got the casket in the wilderness, and I was like expecting to pull something crazy, but that's how clues work. You get nothing good until you get something absolutely incredible. So that is the loot from the clues and from everything else, all the mobs I killed and what they dropped. And we can now check out what everything compiled looks like. So let me remove this clue items from the screen. Perfect. All right, so we can go ahead and sell everything now and see how much we make. So if you want to see what 21 mil being made in 2 minutes looks like, keep watching. Thank you to OSRSBeatz for the music. I'll leave a link to their content in the description. I highly recommend checking them out. So 21 mil made from the level and another spoon pet on the account. Love to see that. And not to mention I can learn Thermi now. Overall, I gained 609 Slayer points from the level, as well as 1.7 million runes, which I kept better track of this time around, bringing us to a total of about 22 mil made here, which is incredible. I probably spent about 2 to 3 mil in supplies, so the total profit comes around to 19 to 20 mil, which is a bit less than the last video. And the main difference for that would be the 2 Vorkath tasks in the last video, which just goes to show how consistent the Money Dragon still is. So for my stats, let's get to those. I did get a Slayer level since the last video, an HP level since the last video, and then a strength level during this Slayer grind. I was able to grind out 76 herb, and I was also able to get a magic level from this Slayer grind, bring me to 92 mage. I got that during Sire, actually, and I got my 99 strength level during this grind as well, and obviously the level from 93 Slayer. And I know I said I was going to max my house last video, and I barely trained construction, and here's why. I was going to train it, and then I decided to try LMS for the first time ever, and well, what you've seen this whole video is really my first step, the first step my character has been able to take outside LMS for days. I need XP, but LMS is too fun right now, and there's GP to be made, and it's all very overwhelming, so I hope to be able to leave at some point and get back to my maxing grind, but maybe I turn into a PKer. I don't know. I don't know anymore. That's what LMS does to you. Anyways, everyone, thanks for watching. I hope to get a Thermi guide going soon, and I really wanted a Money Slug Slayer task, but I've been kind of dry on that, but hopefully I get one. Anyways, can't get spooned everything. Thanks for watching, and if you liked the video, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. Peace.